I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. And we welcome Lampy Lampdevil. Hi, Lampy.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
All right. Hello. Bonjour. I am Lampy Lampdevil, the rechargeable gremlin. I am a VTuber like many other VTubers. I am bilingual. Je parle français. I like puzzle games and roguelikes and lots of Picross.
Oh, excellent. I really wish I could speak French. I really wish I could.
Well, it is something that can be learned. It is possible to learn it.
Yeah,
they got apps and stuff, you know.
I'm old too, and that's a problem. Plus, I'm lazy, and that's also another problem. But
lazy's probably a bigger problem. You're never too old to start picking things up if you really wanna. But lazy, that's a big one. I understand that one.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking to my wife. She says it's a problem. I think it's a feature. But I recently found out that I have a lot of ancestry that runs through French New France, and even a great grandfather who was on the in the Newfoundland Fencibles.
Oh, interesting!
In the Battle of 1812, and got captured and lived to 106, which is pretty good for that age. That time, I mean, for crying out loud. But I know virtually nothing. Virtually my whole family comes from there, and I'm shamed. I'm shamed, but
it is very much one of those things that I grew up in a. I will say that I am Canadian. I say when I'm performing, I am from the Canadian Netherrealm, as the sort of gloss of kayfabe,
yes.
the pretendiness that we all do as VTubers.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But I'm from the east coast of Canada, from a region that is very bilingual, very francophone. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I grew up speaking it. I'm Anglophone, but from an Anglophone family. But I've been speaking it since I was little. So
yeah. Well, I wish I could get in that, but I'm having a hard enough time with English these days, and just make sure I keep that going. So, when did you get started with VTubing?
I got started with VTubing about a year into the pandemic, around the same time that I think a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But right before, it has been over 4 years now. I got started in March of 2021, and it was 2021, March of 2021.
Yeah. And from then, did you have any goals coming in, or did you just want to give it a shot? Because no one else was doing anything. I just wanted
to give it a shot. I had no goals, no ideas, and I kind of fell butt first into VTubing by accident. Because the goal was actually not so much, I want to be a VTuber, and I really knew what a VTuber was. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to stream.
Yeah.
I thought streaming looked like fun. I had been spending so much time on Twitch watching streams while I was working from home. Yeah. And I thought that was really great. Wow, this is awesome. This is amazing. I could do this. I could definitely do this.
Yeah.
And I immediately ran into the issue of, I don't really want to be on camera. You know, I think a lot of people who think, I want to stream, but my face, it's so ugly and everybody will be scared and be bad, all that kind of stuff. So I had a friend at the time. Her name was Hannah, and she had a VTuber model, and she was doing streams, and I was like, how did you get that? How does that work? So she pointed me towards Vroid Studio. Mm-hmm. It was very primitive software back then. Oh gosh, it's much nicer now, but it was very primitive back then.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to completely fall face first. I made myself a model, and I got all the hardware set up and stuff. And then I thought, maybe I should look up what other VTubers do first. That would probably be a good idea.
Do a little research.
So I learned about HoloLive and all that after I decided that I was a VTuber.
Yeah. That was a selling point right there. It was pushed right over the 100% mark at that point.
Yeah. I can be an anime on the internet.
Yes.
Oh damn.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yep, and you can do it at any time. Talk to anybody around the world. You have people. It's once you get started in it. I imagine it's really addicting to it when you get started.
It is.
Well.
It is.
Yeah. So
it's definitely it's definitely not a thing for everybody, and I think you've got to have a certain kind of personality to really have it click with you. But
Yeah.
it is so fun just have people show up and talk with them and do stuff with them and show things off to them, and it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, were you somebody who always wanted to do performance and entertain people?
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
and it's something I'd never really ever been able to pursue because just like I life gets in the way. I think
Yes.
you might know
Oh,
life just gets
yes.
in the way.
Yes.
I always want to do stand up. Actually, I want to do comedy. Now,
Oh,
uh,
you are very
this
brave.
runs into the this runs into the issue of me being kind of awkward in front of an audience and maybe not that funny, but it's something that you can learn, you can do.
Hmm.
But I always wanted to do stand up,
Hmm.
and at the very least, I like being in front of an audience, and I love the sound of my own voice, and I think I'm funny. So
Yeah. Yeah. All the prerequisite is right there. You're ready to go.
yeah, I got big class clown energy, but most of the time I'm too quiet. Nobody can tell. It's like I got two settings: either completely innocent, does nothing, or 100% and oh my god.
You had the funniest jokes in your head.
Oh yes. Well, it's more like if I ever did say something, I made sure it was going to be really funny.
Yeah. 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 Everybody looked at you and like, anything coming? Nope. Oh, okay. We'll go. We'll go to the next person.
Yep.
No, I always just shot things out there, no matter it was funny or not, and that's why I wasn't a particularly good student for a long period of time.
Mm. Many
But
such cases, as they
many,
say.
many. But for you, did you have you ever gotten a chance to go up on stage and do stand up?
I did some stuff back in high school, variety shows and stuff like that,
Yeah,
where I actually did a stand-up routine once that I definitely stole a lot of jokes from other people, but there were some original ones of my own.
yeah.
And that went really well, but I've never had the opportunity to do local open mics or anything, just because I haven't had the time. My work schedule often kept me away, and then I just shelved the dream
Hmm.
after years and years of not pursuing it, and I had other outlets for my creativity.
Yeah.
Um, I a lot of my outlets for acting and performing were channeled into LARP. Actually, are you
Oh,
familiar with LARP?
I have heard of it. Yes, I have not done it. I have heard of it. Yes,
Ah, yes.
yes. So
Well,
yeah,
I fell in with the LARPers, and that takes your life places. It does.
yes, it certainly does. Yes, but well, I mean, at least you got a chance to a place to let that creative energy out because
Mhm.
I can't hardly imagine being having all of that stuff running through your head and wanting to be creative and then just still not being able to let that out for such a long period of time. Oh,
Mhm.
that was I bet that was tough to do. But when you finally got a chance to do some of that, was it like a weight lifted off of you?
I think so, yeah. Well, I've never gone without some variety of outlet or another for too long.
Mm,
And I do think now that you mention it, the fact that I was drifting out of one of my social circles, I had already hung up my time in the LARP club because, it was the pandemic and we
hmm.
weren't getting together anyway.
Right.
And I desperately needed some connection with other people and I desperately needed that creative outlet. So that's probably a lot of the reason a lot of things converge, and that's why I took up streaming and became a VTuber.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're not going to find a chance to very few chances to explore and be creative than this. It's still in many ways a wild west of
Oh, for sure. Oh my gosh.
yeah. I mean, there are some things you don't do as a streamer, but and things that Twitch and YouTube don't particularly like or Irium, but yeah, I mean that's beside the point. But you still can do a whole lot of things, and
hmm
once you realized that, and once you did turn on the microphone and started your career off in this, did it hit you that here is the chance you could pour everything into it?
It did, actually. At first, I was really just messing around and was intending I'll stream some things for my friends and whatever else. But when I realized there was this big structure around it,
Hmm.
and when I was getting good feedback about it, and when I got affiliate on Twitch like 2 months in,
Oh,
which surprised me quite a bit. I was like, okay, this is going to be my hobby now. This is the big thing that I do in my free time. This
yes,
is takes up a lot of my brain space and a lot of my enthusiasm.
yes. Well, I mean, getting a recognition like that so quickly, um, and obviously surprisingly, uh, did that really kick you into high gear a little more, and say, well, maybe I better do schedules and take this a little more seriously?
Well, there have been dips and valleys and peaks and stuff in that for sure. But
Yeah.
the realization, I think I went for about 6 months straight of going hard and building, building, and building, and feeling like I was really going somewhere and going somewhere, and it was fun. And there we go.
Mhm.
And then you dip down a little bit. You feel a little discouraged when maybe you don't get the results you want, and you
Mhm.
take a little time and you go, no, wait, we're going to pick this up again. We're going to put more energy into it, more energy to it. So there have been peaks and there have been valleys.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is still for so many people is that you're probably not going to be a full-time person immediately, and or any stretch of
No.
measure. You might not ever get it at all. I might make some pocket money or gas
Yeah.
money,
Hmm.
depending on where you are, or maybe tip money if you're really cheap. Um, but the but the fact is you've got to be able to have fun doing it, and it's got to be something that
Hmm.
is not draining you of wanting to do anything else. It's not, and I see some folks make it take a big part of their life dedicated to that instead of adding it to them.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a little difference in that. Where you say I'm going to take 25% of me and put it in this, rather than add this and make it make yourself more. I think there's a big difference there.
I think there is. That's an interesting way to look at it. I know that I don't look at it necessarily that way myself because I am a person with her own neurodivergences and things that I have to compensate for.
Hmm.
I often have only so much energy. I have a full-time day job,
Right,
and I only have so many actual functional hours in the day where I can actually work on projects or do things.
right.
So I have to actually build my hobby time and my VTubing time around that,
Hmm.
which it does limit me. I really envy people who are younger and who are generally more inherently inclined to that A-type personality energy where they can pour everything they've got into this and make this a big goal.
You
I have to take a more meandering wander around that mountain that has that mountaintop from that Maury song from back in the day.
Those stupid young people, I hate them.
No, I love them. I love the young people these days. They are so energetic and amazing. Honest to God, I think I maybe should have mentioned at the beginning. I am 42 years old. I am one of the older VTubers out there in the grand scheme of things because I think a lot of hobby spaces are very much full of the young and the energetic.
Yeah, but I
You
think
know?
I really think this once people in your age bracket, and maybe even in my age bracket, which is much older than that, 60 next month.
Oh,
Yeah. So
preemptive happy birthday to you.
thank you, and hopefully we rattle trap our way there and don't fall short like an idiot.
You got this. You
Yes.
got this.
But I think that once people in those generations realize what's going on, and like we could sit at home and at the very least maybe not be participating in it right away, but at least being able to find things they enjoy on it.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing yet people have to being your own network.
Oh, for sure. It's interesting that I have some friends that I ran into that operate their content under that kind of framework.
Hmm.
Millennium Cyborg is her name, and there's a few of the others that work with her. And I don't know them very well, but a lot of the framing around the stuff that they did or they do is around this is a TV channel, this is a broadcast, we are doing this all together in this context, and
Yeah.
I like that framing of it.
Yeah.
And I will say that I've run into the thing where people in my general age bracket have to be very elder nerd invested in this particular sphere of internet nerdery to really get streaming, I think. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't get streaming as why would you watch a streamer? Why would you watch these shouty people on a website when you could be doing X, Y, and Z other thing?
Right.
But sometimes if they find the right kind of streamer, they get it.
Yeah, and there's so
And
many
VTubers have been that for a lot of people.
there are so many different types that
Oh, yes.
if you really want to watch somebody play Minecraft, you can do that. If you want to watch somebody have a reaction to something, you can do that. If you want to watch a lecture, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just so many different things. You'll probably find a game you like you've never played before. You'll probably have somebody doing a karaoke, even though they really don't like that anymore. The streaming services, I should say. You'll find somebody doing a cooking segment, which I think is amazing.
Oh yes, I love. Oh yeah, that's fun. I have gotten into doing that in a limited fashion at my hand cam setup.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, what are you cooking?
Well, the way I've been doing it is like I am not taking my entire computer rig and all that down to the kitchen. That's not going to work. So we're going to take appliances up to the office space. I have a whole workspace here for my various streaming work.
Cool.
I have a whole hand cam space. For my birthday this year, made my own birthday cake in a rice cooker.
Oh, nice. In a rice cooker?
I do have to still get that VOD scrubbed and back up because the bowls were very shiny, and that's like, oh no, we got a fourth wall break there. We do, but
yeah.
It was very fun. It was a nice vanilla sponge cake in a rice cooker. Came out great. Took a little while. Chopped up strawberries, soaked them in sugar, so you had a nice syrup to put on it.
Oh,
it was good. It was very good.
That sounds absolutely delicious. And if I could have sugar, I would love that. Actually, if I couldn't have sugar, I'd still love it. But I'd be a little ill afterwards. But but the all that sort of thing, you get to learn things, and I think that people will find like regional differences in things that they didn't know about, or country differences in things they don't know about. I don't even remember now. I used to keep track of how many different countries I've talked to on these, and there's a lot. That in 1983, when I started in radio, I wouldn't have been able to do. And without being on a phone and costing $1 million.
Oh, back in the day, I'm so impressed with how on the internet now you can just talk to people and it doesn't cost any more than paying for your connection to the internet any way that you were going to already use.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a big thing when I was younger, and it was a big thing in our household for various reasons in my family that we had a lot of family spread out all over the place. I have relatives out in the Pacific Islands and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
And it was like getting a phone plan that could actually keep us all in touch was my dad's constant eternal struggle. Anyway, my dad likes the internet a lot, I will say. So.
Yeah. Well, my dad loved a couple of video games he would play. And one of them was one of those Cabela Hunter games.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
My dad likes those too.
And he would set this up and he would set up and get a hunting tower set up and go up there and start waiting, and then he'd fall asleep. So we just let him sleep because I'm not gonna wake my dad up. I don't care what age he is or me. So he'd be there just sawing logs, and bears and stuff would be running past him on the screen.
I feel like that's a pretty excellent simulation of what a lot of fellas get out of the hunting and fishing experience. Yes. It's like my dad's fishing trips for whatever on the weekend. They were sometimes about, we're going fishing, but a lot of the reason was just to go into the woods and just take it easy.
Yes, exactly. Throw a string near the water, and then... And then
the rest happens as it happens.
That's right. Yeah, heck, my house had an original Pong game.
Oh.
From Sears. It was, and we played that thing until it fried. So I mean, the generation before you, we were the ones that were putting the quarters in the machines.
Yeah.
In there. So
that would be my dad. That would be my dad was a gamer as well in the earliest sense. He really got into the Nintendo, the Nintendo back in the day. I think maybe very shortly after it was released, he got his hands on one, and my cousin as well, who lived in my other family, we were all just Nintendo crazy. So I grew up playing games very badly because I had like all the hand-eye coordination that a 6-year-old possibly could, right?
Yes. Yes. And unfortunately, later on in life, it kind of starts slipping.
It does. Oh, Jesus Christ, it does.
Yeah,
pardon my language.
Yeah. It just kind of all of a sudden, I'm not quite as good on shooting games as I used to be.
Do you ever find yourself not being able to find the mouse cursor in a hurry?
Yes.
High five. Bad vision.
Yes.
My vision is getting worse as I get older. And
Yes.
I feel bad saying this even at the age that I am, which is not that old, but still, I can tell. I don't see as good as I used to, and I have to make the mouse bigger on almost every single game I play, just so I don't lose it in the heat of the moment. I have to,
Yeah, and something else too is hearing.
Yes.
Because I have lost most of my high notes that I could hear. I could hear up to a certain level of kilohertz sound, but now it's half of that.
Hmm.
And in games where something's happening in the background, you could kind of hear something going on. And now it's like, nope, jump scare time. time.
Oh no.
Time to die. So stay away from horror games. But really, I think the more you're going to see more and more folks do this, and I don't see why not. People can go in and try it to make money, or they could stream once a month.
Oh yeah.
And there's some are going to be professional, some are going to be amateur, but you're still in the same ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just there's just too much stuff and too many. That's why I'm still doing these interviews. Is that there's so many people with different backgrounds and different talents, and if you don't take advantage of meeting these people, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's really great that you are reaching out to so many people and you want to talk to everybody and spotlight them a little bit.
Yeah.
It can be a very big scene, and I know I always get the feeling if I'm scrolling down social media, I've never seen these people before and they're getting partner, and it's like, wow, it is greater and grander than anything that I can even personally conceive. But I think that's great at the same time. Mm-hmm. That there are so many people, there is so much creativity, and this creativity does appeal. This is a niche. The VTubing is a niche, but even as a niche, it is big. There are a lot of people doing this. We cannot all know each other anymore. No. There was a brief period that was even slightly before my time, starting in 2021, where maybe in 2020. In mid 2020, everybody knew each other. Everybody knew each other, and then it just rapidly got out of control.
Absolutely, yeah, it does. But you can still There's still lots of networking going on.
There is for the
good and bad, and on some occasions. But and something else that's starting to raise its head, and I've mentioned this before, and makes VTubers scream, is the word marketing. If you're going to expand, you're going to have to find your audience now and bring them to you.
Yes.
Now, that's just plain fact.
Well, simply the fact of being a VTuber is not enough. It's not the novelty. It's novel, but it's not that novel anymore. It's like if you are even in the streaming space, that's a VTuber over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it can also be a detriment because some people are like, I don't want to watch a VTuber. A VTuber is this set of particular things, and I'm not interested in that. And I think the people who are the smartest people who are very ambitious and want to go somewhere with this are the ones that recognize they have to do something to stand out in particular. People like Pumpkin Potion, like Cabal with his spooky avatar there. I love Big Ham. Big Ham is she's not very big, but she's been around forever. She's literally a large hamster. That's her avatar, is a large hamster. She's great. Great artist.
And being able to still communicate with people. There's so much now that it's still a lot of voice, getting what you want to the other person through your voice. There's still so much to that. And the voice doesn't have to be perfect. No. But it still has to convey something to the audience. Otherwise, they're just going to turn on. If you come on like, I'm now playing this game. Thank you very much.
That is something that people have to learn, I think. And I think you, as someone who operates in radio, must understand the idea of putting more energy into your voice and performing while you are not on camera, but on mic. I guess that would be better to say.
Yeah.
You would have an understanding of that, eh?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that I think takes this and compares it to the old radio DJs of the day, because for a radio DJ, you play a song that somebody could hear on any other station in the market. Here, you're playing a game that they could see on 1,000 other people. but they
Hmm.
come back to the person for the personality.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, and if I'm watching uh, VTuber X play my favorite game, and they're they sound like they don't want to be there, well, I'm not coming back.
Hmm.
But if somebody's kind of doesn't have the best voice, but is really enjoying themselves and is entertaining still, I'm going to come back.
Yeah, yeah. The big thing really is about I have my most success with anything personality based, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I still play games. People come watch me to play them, but my big thing is I have a Saturday morning stream every week,
Mm-hmm.
same time, every
Yep.
week, consistent every week. And I play Picross and I give people little cut out PNGs of coffee cups and I stick them in the corner of my screen, stick them in the corner there of the overlay. And we
Yes.
just talk about stuff while I solve puzzles.
Yep. Well,
And it is consistently all my friends basically come in to do a little check-in and say hi. We all catch up on what we've been doing.
yeah.
People stop in and just start conversations about things and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really very nice. So much about this comes down to people are they going to be there for your personality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you with this, you basically set up your own show.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
this people are going to tune in at X time on Saturday morning for your show and
Yep.
come in and because they've got it on the schedule. But
Yep.
with that, does it also occasionally hit you that now you're responsible for other people's fun?
Yes.
Mm,
I will definitely I may cancel streams in other cases if they're nothing I've locked into so hard. Will try to be at my best for Saturday mornings so I know that I can give a good experience.
hmm
I don't always deliver on that. Sometimes I'm sick and I'm not feeling good or whatever, but I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that I want my streams to be a good show.
Yeah.
That's the way I try to approach them.
Yeah.
Even not the Saturday morning ones, even just some gaming. I want things to be set up a certain way. I want a certain level of polish. I want it to be pleasant on the ears, pleasant on the eyes. I want it to run well. I want it to sound good. I want it to be interesting.
Well, if
So yeah.
I'm going to say this right now, if somebody didn't take that voice of yours, that instrument, and use it to entertain people, then they don't know what they're doing because that's a great voice for it. And
Thank you. That means a lot. I know that I have what I feel is a slightly unusual voice in the grand scheme of all the voices out there doing this.
yeah,
Man, uh,
ha,
I don't
flustered.
fall into any neat categories. I'm not really squeaky and cute. I'm not that sexy mommy thing either. I'm just kind of doing my thing. I'm a gremlin.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. It's still wonderful. It is unique, but it's not hard on the ears. It's not grating. It's not. It's a wonderful instrument, and
Well, thank you. Well,
I'm glad
thank
you're
you.
getting a chance
Thank
to
you.
use it. It's and this is something too that catches me about VTubing is that we're now the audience. I'm myself in the audience, getting a chance to hear the talents of so many people that we wouldn't have ever heard of before.
Yes.
And
That is one of the great things there that just like the internet in general in theory opens up a platform for everybody in the world to say what they want to say.
right,
This is one of the conduits of being able to do so that takes care of the visual aspect because the visual aspect isn't so important. Voice is what we have, but visuals do matter for people connecting to people.
hmm
Even just having a picture of yourself on the corner of your screen over your chat box on a regular Twitch stream is just more engaging and more visually, oh, that's a person. I'm talking to a person. There's a person over there, and that's the
right,
person I'm talking to.
yes,
So
and
being able to animate that person and have that person be reactive in particular ways is it's so good. It's so good.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and more to come because there's going to be there. I mean, like you talked about when you first started, the programs were still very,
Oh.
um,
Oh, we've come so far. We've come
yeah,
so far,
yeah,
Mr. Loy. We've come so far.
and so much of this is not like from huge corporations. It's from
No.
people who are innovating themselves and bringing it to the
Very,
place.
very. It's a very hobbyist space.
hmm
Like Live 2D as a software is a corporate piece of software.
hmm
OBS has existed for other stuff as well, but a lot of the big improvements and the big leaps that we see are enthusiasts either throwing themselves into it because they're passionate and they want something to exist that didn't exist before,
Right.
or there is they see a little bit of a chance to make some amount of money while doing it.
Mm.
It's difficult for live 2D riggers to make a full living off of because it's a lot of work to commit for a lot of stuff. It's a lot of fine fiddly work. The skill level of what people can do has come a long way because people have had time to build their skills.
Right.
But like,
And,
yeah, oh
and
man, just wow.
and even if you go and do rig up something, it has to fit the person too. I mean, if you rig up something and that doesn't fit what they want to do with it, now you have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's is one of the things I see. I've seen it the entire time I've been a VTuber, and I've seen it starting out. And you see people coming into this. A lot of people have a very strong feeling about how they want to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are very strong about my avatar has to be me. It
Mm-hmm.
needs to be me, and it needs to be the right kind of me.
Right.
And a lot of the trouble you would run into when you were starting off back in the day was there were not a lot of inexpensive options if you wanted to be something that was even slightly off the beaten path. If you wanted to be plus sized, if you wanted to be a man with a big bushy beard, if you wanted something that could not be easily rendered by a V-Rite studio or easily drawn and rigged by the few artists that were out there offering their services.
Right.
You were up the creek and you were going to need to shell out actual fat stacks of cash to get something that would do what you needed to do.
I love the phrase. I love the phrase.
There's so much
you
more
used.
stuff accessible
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No. You used a great phrase. The right kind of me. I love that. That was brilliant. The way to describe it. And it's not just for what you. But if you wanted to do you, if you weren't Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to be very tough to find somebody who would
Do your hair.
do
Who
it
could do the
correctly.
hair properly.
Yeah, or the
there are
skin
people
color.
who have I know there's certain hair assets for the V-Rite Studio stuff. I spent a lot of time working in V-Rite Studio,
Mhm.
but you'd have to, it's hard. It's hard. If you
Yeah.
can't roll it yourself, you've got to pay someone else to do it for you.
Yeah.
There are so many pre-mades now, and there's so many good options, and I'm really happy for people starting out fresh that they have a good base.
Mhm.
And there's even just a lot more robust things for doing PNG tubing with just like, you can just commission a few frames of animation and hook them up in the OBS or in one of the various programs, VadoTube.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that. We didn't have that before.
Yeah, and the thing is too, some people go in and go whole hog and buy the $3,000 computer with a $800 microphone and and the giant Harris board with all of the bells and whistles, and like you are really. I mean, first of all, I could buy like 12 cars with that money. I mean, and secondly, what if you don't like it?
Mm-hmm. It is definitely important to not go big until you are sure about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people start in content creation and start in streaming is I'm going to be a VTuber. That is their beginning point. I don't see quite as many people, oh, well, I've done videos for years and whatever. Now I'm going to be a VTuber. A lot of people have had their spark ignited by doing this thing, so they don't have the experience to know what they do need and don't need. So, the standard advice everybody gives, this is not a hot take. This is a very cold take. Start small, don't spend anything.
Yeah.
Don't spend anything until you're really sure about it. And even then, maybe don't spend anything after that.
Yeah. Just try it. If you're just going to talk on a microphone, you don't need the best microphone in the world, because you don't need that type of frequency response. If you're going to go on and sing and toot a horn into it or something, maybe you need to go a little bigger, and then go from there. But for folks who were streaming before. A lot of times when I talk to folks who've done that and have switched over to VTubing, it was after a pause.
Yes.
Where they had gotten so uncomfortable with face streaming that they took a pause and found out that there's this VTubing thing, and they got into it that way. Or they had a transition in their life, one way or another. And now they get a chance to present themselves the way they want to be presented. Again, the right kind of me.
Yes.
Which I'm going to steal that. I'm going to use it.
Please do. Please take it. If you like it, it's yours.
Yes,
you can have it.
I'll take the U.S. rights for it. You can still keep yours.
All right, great, great.
Yeah, but it's so much that, and for you when you got into it and started getting more people than your friends there, people that you didn't know before you started, and they started coming back and being there for you and tuning to streams. How did that hit you? I mean, did it really affect you when that happened?
I'm trying to think on it that it's been a while and it's been such a spread out thing of 4 years of some of that time was definitely spent spinning my wheels
Hmm.
and not really bringing in a lot of those new people. Very often my regulars, my turnouts, the people who I've brought in are people that are fellow VTubers, fellow streamers or friends that I had before.
Right.
It really is only even within the past year-ish where I'm actually bringing in people that I've never seen before and they are coming in and they're staying.
Yeah.
And that is actually really excites me and makes me happy.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like, yeah, actually, I am pretty entertaining. I'm not just like, this is not just a hangout space and we're just messing around. This is actually something good. I'm making something good here. That
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah. You're affecting people in a positive way, and that is, you talk about something that'll put wind beneath your wings.
Mm.
Is that and people you don't even know, people who are standing, like you mentioned, you have friends from where you're at to the Atlantic or the Pacific Islands. I mean, they're standing upside down from you right now, um,
Hmm.
but you can talk to them by picking up the microphone and just yapping at them. Uh,
Exactly. I've actually, I feel almost all of my regular friends that I have through streaming or whatever, they're in Australia, they're
mhm,
somewhere in Southeast Asia, or they're in Europe.
mhm.
None of my actual close friends are in my own time zone in my general part of the world.
Yeah,
Some of the effect of this is because my most regular streams are in morning for me, which more accessible streaming times for everybody else is like all the Aussies stop by, all the Europeans stop by,
yeah.
and I have one friend who's on the Pacific coast, and he toodles in at the very end and posts tired emojis at me. And
Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of gets short shrift on your streams. That's a time zone that's really hard to work around for you, I bet.
yeah, but like the idea came to me. It seemed the idea came to me. One of my favorite VTuber at the time, a guy named Randon Nuring, he's back at it again, but
Mm,
he left. He stopped doing his streams. He had some other stuff come up, and he stopped for a while.
mm.
And the thing that I loved so much was he would do tea drinking streams on Saturday mornings. He'd drink tea, and we'd have breakfast, and he'd sit around with his model with some jammies on, and that was my favorite thing in the world. That was the best freaking thing.
That's
And
cool.
it was gone. It was gone, and I was like, well, someone has to do something about this, and that someone is going to be me.
Ah, yes,
So,
that's wonderful. I mean, that gets a lot of the personal thing that I always thought that very good radio hosts, especially morning talk radio hosts, which there
yes.
aren't any good ones these days. Huh. Huh. Um,
Well, morning shows in general. I remember there were morning TV shows that would be on, and the host and they talk about stuff and whatever. But it's like just like you get to know the people presenting
right.
after a while, and that is the point of it.
Yeah, yeah. Nowadays it's like canned laughter and yelling at people. But I always took the thing that I was being invited into somebody else's home. They're
Mm.
they're reaching out to grab my signal and bring it in. So I've got to be the good guest in there as best I can and entertain and make them want to keep me around. Um,
That is a really nice way to frame it. I really
yeah,
like that. Is it art if I take that in exchange
Ste
for the
take it
right
away.
kind of me?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you.
because that's kind of what you were describing. I think that a an atmosphere where the kind of everybody's around the campfire atmosphere. We're just enjoying being here. We're just
Yeah,
shooting
yeah.
it, and that lends itself to this in Aces.
Hmm.
It really does. And if you get a really good setup going, and you have it every week, if you have the same X number of people show up every week, good. I mean, it doesn't need to be 10,000 people showing up and the chat moving so fast you can't tell what's happening. Uh,
Yeah, like the thing I'm doing is definitely something that works with a relatively intimate level of chat.
yeah,
Past a certain point, I think it would have to become a different kind of stream with, I guess, more presentation, maybe guests or something, just to keep things rolling. But as it stands, the audience interaction is a lot of the attraction. It's for relatively smaller streamers of all sorts.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that really is wonderful, is that there's the possibility of this intimacy from streams of a certain size range,
Right.
where you are not just watching a show, but you can directly interact. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it is. And the despite, the avatars and everything, there's people eventually come around, I think, to realize that there are human beings behind it. And I think that what's happened kind of with corporation VTubers has kind of shown that here recently, that there are, and then you get to realize that as an audience member, I'm talking to this person who is talking to potentially several billion people in the world who have phones or computers. And it's that one-to-one conversation that makes a real big difference too, I think. And
yeah.
Feeling like
it's interesting because it's like at bigger sizes, it is fun to be part of a crowd as part of VTubing and streaming, and it's fun to be part of an intimate setting.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to think about it, and I know that we're working on the radio comparison here. We've talked a lot about that because that's the frame of reference that you come from. But I've been able to feel that I think streaming in a lot of ways is like performing on a stage. And some smaller streams are like you're at a open mic, or you're at a local cafe that has a stage set up and you're on the stage, and people are ambling around, and maybe you can hear them, they'll shout at you, you can shout back at them, there's more close interaction. A big stream, one of the Hollow Live streamers, whatever, they are in an auditorium, they are in a stadium. They cannot interact one-on-one with anybody, but you as the audience are part of the big crowd, about that human surge of connection together. The audience, an entire chat spamming the same emojis, and this at the same time, the flow of chat feels like the excitement and the energy of a real audience.
Yeah. But sometimes
it's fun to see that, and it's fun to be part of it.
Sometimes I wonder with the larger streamers now that they're used to that sort of number of people that they're streaming to, could they handle a stream with 10 people?
That is very interesting. Some people, I don't know if they could, because so much of the way they interact is you're just kind of, the chat is a faceless mass that you just have to read the vibes of. But some people still have that skill of the one-to-one, teasing out that one person and going back and forth with them. Some people still have that.
Yeah.
So it really can very much depend from person to person.
So much variety. And we're getting to hear from extremely talented folks just like yourself, who we wouldn't have met unless it was through this. And I'm extremely grateful for that.
Serendipity.
Extremely grateful for that. It's great talking with you, and I'm looking forward to see what we've got going in the future, because
well, thank you. I'm looking forward to that as well. I feel a little bit more ambitious going into the end of this year, and I'm going to try to end it on a high note and keep going. I'm working on posting more things, growing more stuff, putting myself more out there, trying new things. So
marketing.
There we go.
Marketing.
Marketing.
That sort of thing. I really thank you so much. Obviously, I think you got a really great outlook to this. You got all the talent in the world to do this. And you certainly got the brains to do it. And I fully now expect you to be really successful. Otherwise, you'll make an old man sad.
Oh, well, I can't do that then. There you go. Now I got to remember this. I'm
No pressure.
Hold that close to my heart now. Oh my gosh.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. Like I need some fire under my butt sometimes. So there we go. We'll add that to the pile of kindling. There we go.
Thank you so much for coming on, Lampy. It's just a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.